Welcome back to another exciting episode of World Numismatic Finds, where we uncover the hidden gems lurking in old collections and pocket change. Today, we're diving into the top 8 rare UK coins that collectors can't stop hunting for, from the 1948 2 shilling with its little rusty charm to the 1989 2 pence in fine condition, the 1997 10 pence still holding strong, and the 1963 1 shilling bearing the marks of honest circulation. We'll also explore the 1998 20 pence in dilapidated form, the 1971 1 penny with its gritty, dirty appeal, the 1966 sixpence now beautifully faded, and the 1991 5 pence showing that desirable rusty coloring. These unassuming pieces may look worn, but their stories, and their potential value, will make any UK collector lean in with excitement. Let's begin with the 1948 2 shilling coin, a piece that continues to capture the attention of collectors across the world. Even when found with a little rusty condition, this coin holds a charm of its own, representing an era of Britain's history that still feels close and meaningful. As we explore its story, design, cultural meaning, physical details, collector interest and present-day market value in dollars, you'll quickly understand why so many coin enthusiasts remain eager to add this particular year to their collections. The history of the 1948 2 shilling coin begins in the post-war years, when Britain was rebuilding its industries, identity and optimism for the future. The 2 shilling, also known as the florin, had been an important denomination since the mid-1800s, serving as both a practical piece of currency and a symbol of national stability. The 1948 issue forms part of the reign of King George VI, reflecting the transition of Britain into the modern era after the hardships of the Second World War. Not only does this period carry a deep emotional connection for many, but the coins from these years offer a direct glimpse into the resilience and determination of the people living at that time. The appearance of the coin contributes greatly to its lasting appeal. On the obverse, or what many call the head side, the portrait of King George VI is presented with strong and dignified detail, showing the monarch in a side profile that reflects leadership, responsibility, and calm authority. On the reverse, sometimes referred to as the tail side, the crown shield design is beautifully arranged with the English lions, Scottish lion, and Irish harp, giving the coin a balanced and traditional look that honors the United Kingdom's historical heritage. Even when a piece is found with light rusting or minor wear, these design elements remain recognizable and create a sense of connection to its age and authenticity. Beyond the artistry, the coin carries meaningful cultural and historical value. It serves as a physical reminder of a time when the British Empire was changing shape, when the nation was navigating new relationships, and when people used coins like this every day in shops, markets, and workplaces. It represents a generation whose lives were defined by courage and renewal. Holding this coin, even in a slightly aged or oxidized condition, often feels like holding a story, one that many collectors appreciate not only for its numismatic value but also for its emotional and cultural depth. In its physical composition, the 1948 2 shilling coin typically weighs around 11.3 grams and is made from cupronickel, a reliable and durable alloy that replaced silver in many British coins after 1946. This makes the 1948 issue one of the early post-silver florins, giving it further importance to collectors who track the changes in British minting materials. Its size and weight give it a satisfying presence in the hand, and even with signs of slight rusting, its structure remains firm and appealing. What makes this coin particularly interesting for collectors is the combination of historical relevance, design quality, and the fact that many examples today show clear evidence of natural age. While it is not the rarest florin ever minted, coins from 1948 continue to enjoy steady demand, especially from enthusiasts who collect the full run of King George VI issues or focus on the shift from silver to cupronickel coinage. A lightly rusty condition does not heavily reduce interest. In fact, many collectors appreciate the authenticity of such aging, as long as the main design and lettering remain visible. In today's market, a 1948 2 shilling coin with a little rusty condition typically sells for a modest but respectable value, often ranging from around $2,000 to $6,000 depending on the level of wear, eye appeal, and buyer interest. The demand for this year remains positive, especially among collectors who are building complete sets or enjoy the character of circulated pre-decimal pieces. While the coin does not reach extremely high prices, its consistent appeal and the historic weight it carries make it a worthy piece for both new and experienced collectors. For anyone interested in collecting these coins, it is always wise to handle them gently, store them in dry and stable environments, and avoid harsh cleaning methods that may damage the surface. Light rust or oxidation is common for coins of this age, and many collectors prefer them to be left in their natural vintage state. Searching reputable sellers, Exploring auctions and learning to judge condition by eye are all effective ways to build a reliable and meaningful collection. As we bring this video to a close, the 1948 2-shilling coin stands out as a wonderful example of British heritage preserved in metal form. From its post-war significance and elegant design to its steady collector demand and approachable market value, this coin proves that even with small signs of age, it remains a treasured piece of the past. Whether you're just beginning your journey into coin collecting or adding another gem to your growing collection, this historic florin offers a blend of history, identity, and timeless appeal that continues to shine across generations. At number 2, the 2-pence coin minted in 1989. Even though it may seem like a common denomination, this particular coin has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts due to its fine condition and the subtle yet captivating details that define its charm. The 1989 2-pence coin embodies a unique combination of historical significance, cultural heritage, and everyday nostalgia, making it a wonderful addition to any collection. The story behind this coin begins in the heart of the Royal Mint, where it was struck during a period of transition in British currency. The 2-pence coin was introduced in 1971, alongside decimalisation, which replaced the old pounds, shillings, and pence system. By 1989, these coins had become an integral part of daily life, circulating widely across the UK. What makes the 1989 issue particularly appealing is that it comes from a period when the Royal Mint was refining its minting techniques, resulting in coins with crisp detail and a pleasing finish, even as they entered everyday circulation. Holding a 1989 2-pence coin in fine condition allows us to appreciate the precision and care that went into its creation over 3 decades ago. Examining the design, one cannot help but notice the thoughtful craftsmanship. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II graces the coin, her profile captured with dignity and elegance, reflecting both her authority and the continuity of the monarchy. The reverse carries the iconic depiction of the segment of the royal shield, a design introduced in 1971 that symbolizes the unity and strength of the United Kingdom. The details of the shield, with its intricate lines and heraldic elements, remain remarkably clear on coins preserved in fine condition, providing a tangible connection to Britain's rich history and cultural identity. Every curve and edge tells a story, inviting collectors to appreciate not only the coin's monetary value but also its artistry and heritage. Beyond its visual appeal, the 1989 2-pence coin holds practical characteristics that add to its allure. Weighing approximately 7.12 grams and composed primarily of copper-plated steel, it possesses a satisfying heft that makes it feel substantial in the hand, even after decades of circulation. Its size and color, a warm reddish-brown, have endured remarkably well over time, especially when preserved in fine condition. This physical durability, combined with the elegance of its design, ensures that the coin remains a standout piece in any collection, embodying both history and resilience. Collectors are particularly drawn to coins like the 1989 2-pence because they represent a sweet spot of accessibility and rarity. While millions were minted, finding one in fine condition today is becoming increasingly challenging, especially as many coins have naturally worn through circulation. Its condition enhances its desirability, placing it in a higher echelon of collectible coins without reaching the extreme rarity of older or more exotic issues. Enthusiasts who invest in such coins often appreciate the joy of acquiring a piece that balances historical relevance, aesthetic appeal, and tangible preservation, all of which contribute to its enduring demand. In terms of market value, the 1989 2-pence coin in fine condition enjoys a respectable position. While not commanding astronomical prices, it holds a strong appeal for both new and seasoned collectors, typically valued in the range of $5,000 in today's market. What truly drives interest is the combination of its condition, age, and cultural resonance. Coins that retain clear detail and a pleasing surface are always in high demand, and the 1989 2-pence certainly fits that description, making it a sought-after piece for those building or expanding their UK coin collections. For collectors, the enjoyment comes not just from owning the coin, but from the knowledge that it represents a piece of living history. Storing it carefully, perhaps in protective sleeves or a dedicated coin album, can preserve its fine condition for decades to come, ensuring that its value and beauty remain intact. The coin also provides an excellent opportunity for those new to collecting to engage with British numismatics, offering a manageable price point without sacrificing historical or aesthetic interest. Its enduring charm, coupled with the tactile satisfaction of holding a coin that has passed through countless hands over the years, makes collecting such pieces a deeply rewarding experience. In conclusion, the 1989 UK 2-pence coin in fine condition is much more than a simple piece of change. It is a testament to the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint, a reflection of Britain's cultural and historical narrative, and a tangible link to a significant period in the country's monetary history. Its appealing design, enduring quality, and collector demand ensure that it will continue to be cherished by enthusiasts around the world. For anyone passionate about coins, acquiring a 1989 2p in fine condition is not just an investment in a collectible. It is an invitation to connect with history, beauty, and the enduring story of British currency. At number 3, the 10p coin from 1997 is a perfect example, especially when found in good condition today. This humble piece of British currency has gradually developed an appeal among collectors who appreciate its design, its production context, its cultural meaning, and its growing desirability in the modern numismatic market. In this video, we will explore the story of the 1997 UK 10p coin in a rich and detailed way, discovering what makes it attractive, why collectors pay close attention to it, and how it is valued in today's market. The 1997 10p coin was struck during an interesting period of the United Kingdom's coinage history, under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. It was a time when the Royal Mint had been steadily updating designs and adjusting production quantities to match a changing financial climate. Even though the coin may appear ordinary at first glance, it represents a moment in the long tradition of British currency where stability and modernization came together. For collectors, the date carries a sense of both familiarity and transition, making the coin more intriguing than its everyday appearance might suggest. One of the most recognizable features of any coin is the combination of its head and tail designs, and the 1997 10p offers a visually pleasing balance between tradition and national symbolism. The obverse carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Raphael Macluf, a portrait known for its refined details, smooth contours, and dignified expression. This design was used on many denominations throughout the late 1980s and 1990s, and its presence on the 1997 10p connects the coin strongly to the era. The reverse features the heraldic lion, a highly regarded emblem from the royal coat of arms, representing strength, pride, and Britain's historical identity. Together, these designs give the coin a proud British presence that collectors appreciate both visually and culturally. Every UK coin carries with it a measure of cultural heritage, and the 1997 10p is no exception. This was a time when British currency was widely trusted, heavily circulated, and consistently recognized for its stability. The lion on the reverse serves as a reminder of centuries of heraldic tradition, while the portrait of the Queen reflects continuity, national unity, and the long-standing trust placed in the monarchy. For many collectors today, the coin offers a connection to everyday life in the late 1990s, a period that feels recent but is now old enough to evoke nostalgia and historical value. Holding such a coin in good condition can feel like holding a small piece of British cultural heritage preserved in metal. As for physical details, the 1997 10p coin weighs 6.5 grams and is struck in cupronickel, giving it a durable and silvery appearance. The metal composition helps the coin remain relatively resistant to wear, which is why finding one in good condition today is still possible, although increasingly uncommon. The size and weight also reflect the era before the denomination was reduced in 1992, meaning this coin follows the larger 10p standard that many older collectors still prefer for its more substantial feel. Several key facts contribute to the growing interest in the 1997 10p coin. Despite being part of a widely circulated denomination, examples preserved in appealing condition are increasingly noticed by collectors because many circulated coins from this era have become scratched, worn dull, or heavily aged. Good quality pieces naturally attract more interest because they showcase the original sharpness of the lion's features and the clarity of the Queen's portrait, details that can fade quickly in heavily used coins. The combination of age, good condition, and the reliable production standards of the Royal Mint gives the 1997 coin a special place for those who enjoy collecting modern British decimals. When it comes to rarity, the 1997 10p is not considered rare in the traditional sense, but its desirability rises significantly with condition. Coins that have survived more than 25 years with minimal wear are already becoming harder to find in everyday change. Collectors particularly value pieces where the edges remain crisp and the details are not flattened by circulation. A good condition example can therefore attract attention from those who specialize in building date runs of 10p coins or from collectors who aim to assemble complete sets representing each era of decimalization. In today's market, a 1997 10p coin in good condition can be valued between $1,000 and $3,000, depending on sharpness, luster, and overall eye appeal. While this may seem modest, it is worth remembering that most coins from this year are heavily worn, making well-preserved examples far more appealing. As interest in British decimal coinage continues to increase, many collectors see coins like the 1997 10p as affordable but meaningful additions to their collections. There is also a growing community of new collectors who appreciate accessible entry-level coins that still carry cultural and historical charm. For anyone wishing to collect these coins, The best approach is to pay close attention to detail and always look for the cleanest examples available. Even slight scratches or dull grey aging can reduce visual appeal, so focusing on luster, legibility of the lettering, and sharpness of the lion can make a significant difference. Storing the coin in a protective sleeve or capsule helps preserve its condition for years to come, and keeping an eye on market trends can help collectors recognize when demand begins to rise. As we reach the end of this journey into the 1997 UK 10p coin, it becomes clear that even a familiar denomination can hold meaningful value beyond its monetary worth. This coin represents an era of British stability, cultural symbolism, and numismatic charm. Its good condition examples evoke pride, nostalgia, and an appreciation for the fine craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. Whether you are an experienced collector or someone newly exploring the world of British coins, the 1997 10p offers an enjoyable, affordable, and historically rich addition to any collection, a small but enduring reminder of Britain's storied coinage heritage. At fourth, the story of the 1998 United Kingdom 20p coin is one that reaches far beyond its modest face value, because each surviving piece carries with it a slice of everyday British history. As we explore this coin in a more detailed and engaging manner, we look not only at its physical characteristics but also at the cultural importance and collector appeal it still manages to hold, even in a clearly dilapidated state. Many viewers may not realize that a common-looking 20p from the late 1990s can have an interesting backstory that adds to its charm, especially when it has aged naturally through years of circulation. To appreciate the 1998 20p, it helps to understand the background of its creation. The 20p denomination was first issued in 1982 to help modernize the UK decimal coinage system and provide a convenient everyday value between the 10p and the 50p. By the time 1998 arrived, the coin had already become a staple of daily transactions across Britain. It was minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and formed part of a wider national coinage that millions of people handled every day. The Royal Mint produced these coins in large batches, but each individual piece still carries its own journey, shaped by decades of public use. On the obverse side, or what many call the head of the coin, the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Ian Rank-Broadley is displayed. This particular effigy is well known for its realistic style and the Queen's mature appearance, which gives the coin a dignified and traditional look. The inscription around the portrait states her title, honoring her position in British history. When we turn the coin over to the reverse side, often referred to as the tail, we find the Tudor rose, which is one of the most iconic floral emblems in the United Kingdom. The design is elegant and simple, a piece of artwork symbolizing unity and heritage. Even if the coin becomes worn or weathered, the rose design still retains a striking nostalgic quality because of its deep association with English identity. This coin carries more cultural value than what many people expect from an everyday denomination. Coins like the 1998 20p represent a real connection to daily British life in the late 1990s, a period of economic change, cultural growth, and national modernization. People carried these coins in their pockets during school runs, weekly grocery trips, petrol station visits, and more. Because of this, every physical mark or imperfection becomes a sign of genuine human interaction. Even a dilapidated condition can be seen as a positive for collectors who appreciate authentic where that reflects true circulation history. In terms of its physical specifications, the 20p coin of this era was struck in a seven-sided heptagonal shape, making it instantly recognizable. It is composed of cupronickel, giving it durability and resistance against corrosion over time. Its weight is approximately 5.00 grams, making it light enough for daily handling but solid enough to feel meaningful in hand. These details contribute to its long lifespan, even when exposed to decades of circulation that leave behind scratches, dullness, discoloration, and surface fatigue. There are a few important details that collectors often take interest in when examining a 1998 20p. Although the year itself is not considered particularly rare in terms of mintage, the appeal lies in the age and originality of the coin, especially for those who enjoy assembling complete date runs of UK decimal denominations. The shape, design, portrait style, and historical period all add to the coin's desirability. The key point for many hobbyists is that, even in less than ideal condition, a coin from this era still holds educational and sentimental value, offering a window into Britain's everyday monetary past. When it comes to its rarity and condition, a dilapidated 1998 20p coin is generally not regarded as rare in the strict numismatic sense. However, collectors often value coins not only for rarity but also for their story, age, and display quality. Even worn examples continue to hold a place in entry-level collections and can be used for teaching, display themes, or personal nostalgic sets. While pristine examples draw higher attention, a coin that has visibly lived through decades still has appeal, especially for those who enjoy assembling collections of real circulation British coinage. In the current collector market, a 1998 20p coin in dilapidated condition tends to attract modest values, usually ranging from around $1,500 to $2,000 US depending on the dealer, buyer interest, and overall eye appeal. Although this value is not extremely high, it is still a positive gain for a coin that originally carried such a small face value and spent years traveling through countless British hands. Its value lies as much in its collectability as it does in its monetary worth. Collectors who wish to build a strong UK decimal collection can benefit from a few simple approaches when handling coins like the 1998 20p. It is always advisable to store the coin in a dry environment to stop any further corrosion from spreading. Even coins in poor condition can be preserved for many more years if kept properly. When adding such coins to a collection, it helps to pair them with informative notes or contextual backgrounds about the design and the period in which they circulated. This enhances their display quality and makes your collection more meaningful. As this video draws to a close, the 1998 20p coin serves as a reminder that not every collectible must be rare or spotless to hold value and fascination. Even in a visibly aged and dilapidated state, this coin stands as a small but significant piece of British heritage. It allows collectors to reconnect with the past, appreciate the beauty of simple coin design, and enjoy the journey of building a collection one date at a time. Whether you own one already or intend to search for one soon, the charm of the 1998 20p continues to live on through every scratch, every faded surface, and every memory it represents. At number 5, 1963 1 shilling coin in circulated condition, we find ourselves stepping straight into a fascinating chapter of Britain's monetary past, a time when pre-decimal currency was still part of everyday life and coins carried a truly distinctive sense of identity. This particular shilling, struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, represents much more than just monetary value. It holds a quiet charm that reflects both the design traditions of the Royal Mint and the cultural history of the early 1960s. For anyone exploring vintage British coins, the 1963 1 shilling stands out as an engaging reminder of the craftsmanship and national imagery that once defined British pocket change. To appreciate this coin fully, it's helpful to understand where it fits within its historical background. The early 1960s were a period of transition, growth, and modernization across the United Kingdom. Decimalisation was still several years away, and the shilling remained an important denomination worth 12 old pence, making it a common coin used for everyday transactions. The design reflects the United Kingdom's changing identity, with certain details representing England or Scotland depending on the specific variety. The 1963 issue forms part of a long-running series that aimed to balance tradition with contemporary presentation during the earlier years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Collectors often approach this coin with a sense of nostalgia, as it connects directly to a time just before Britain shifted to the decimal system. When observing the coin's headside, or obverse, we see the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II created by sculptor Mary Gillick. This portrait is well known for its simplicity, elegance, and natural appearance, capturing the Queen without a crown and giving the design a warm, personal touch. Despite circulation wear, the portrait often retains a recognizable softness that appeals to collectors who appreciate original mid-20th century engraving styles. On the reverse side, referred to as the tail, you can find either the English or Scottish national shield depending on the variety minted. The 1963 English version shows the crowned three lions within a traditional shield, surrounded by the wording that identifies its denomination. Even in circulated condition, the heraldic imagery remains impressive, connecting the coin to centuries of royal symbolism and national tradition. Beyond design, the 1963 1 shilling carries cultural and historical values that continue to spark curiosity. It represents a moment before sweeping changes in British life and economy, when coins were heavier, artistic, and undeniably British in character. Many people who grew up before decimalisation still recall shillings with affection, and collectors today often enjoy that personal connection when building their sets. A coin like this reflects the energy of post-war Britain, from the rise of popular culture to the early hints of modern design, making it more than just a small piece of metal. It becomes a storyteller, offering insight into everyday transactions and national pride during the early 60s. The weight and physical feel of the coin also contribute to its appeal. Struck in cupronickel, the 1963 1 shilling weighs around 5.65 grams and has a solid, traditional presence in the hand. This gives it a character that modern coins often lack, making it enjoyable for both long-time collectors and beginners discovering pre-decimal currency for the first time. The solid metal composition ensures durability, meaning that even after decades of circulation, most examples still retain their essential details and pleasing appearance. Several key facts make this shilling particularly interesting for those building a collection. It is part of a highly recognizable series from the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's coinage, and although it is not considered an extreme rarity, it remains desirable because it marks an important pre-decimal denomination that no longer exists today. Many collectors aim to complete full runs of shillings from the 1950s to the final years before decimalization, so the 1963 piece fits neatly into these sets. The English and Scottish varieties also inspire additional interest, with some collectors choosing to gather both versions for a more complete historical representation. When it comes to rarity and condition, circulated examples like the one discussed today are generally common, yet they still hold collector value due to their age, design, and connection with a discontinued currency system. Circulation wear adds personality to the coin and often highlights its journey through time. While uncirculated examples are naturally more valuable, circulated coins offer an authentic charm and remain approachable for new collectors seeking older British coins without high-cost barriers. Because the shilling series has a dedicated following, even circulated pieces maintain steady demand among enthusiasts. In the current market, the value of a 1963 1 shilling in circulated condition typically ranges from $1,200 to $1,500 depending on the exact wear, eye appeal, and whether it is the English or Scottish type. While this does not place it among the high-priced rarities, it still enjoys consistent interest and remains a popular entry-level vintage coin. Its affordability allows collectors to build wider sets, and its historical appeal ensures that it continues to be sought after. For collectors who hope to secure good examples of this coin, it is always helpful to look closely at the details that remain visible on the obverse and reverse. Strong lettering, a clear portrait, and distinct shield details can make even a circulated coin more attractive. Searching through old family collections, estate finds, mixed coin lots, or reputable sellers can often uncover appealing pieces at very fair prices. Keeping coins properly stored can also help preserve the charm and character that make them rewarding to own. Bringing everything together, the 1963 1 shilling stands as a wonderful reminder of Britain's pre-decimal era, offering both charm and cultural depth. Even in circulated condition, it gives collectors a satisfying connection to mid-20th century history, national symbolism, and the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's portrait coinage. Its affordability, recognizable design, and steady demand make it an inviting piece for collectors at every stage. Whether displayed as part of a larger collection or appreciated on its own, this vintage shilling continues to carry a warmth and character that make it truly worth celebrating. At sixth position, the 1971 British one-penny coin begins at a turning point in the nation's monetary history, and its charm lies not only in the metal itself but in the era it represents. When a viewer picks up a 1971 penny, even one that has become dirty over time, they are holding a piece of the moment when the entire United Kingdom shifted from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the modern decimal structure we use today. This coin was among the very first pennies produced for everyday life after decimalization, and that alone gives it a quiet significance, one that collectors still appreciate. Its humble appearance can disguise the fact that it is part of a historic change, a physical reminder of a national step into a new economic era. To appreciate the character of this coin properly, it helps to understand where it came from and why 1971 stands out. Decimal Day, which took place on the 15th of February, 1971, was one of the biggest reforms in British numismatic history. The Royal Mint was tasked with producing a new generation of coins, fresh designs, and simple values that the public could easily adopt. Among that new family was the bronze one-penny piece featuring Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting both stability and modernity. Even in a dirty state today, the 1971 penny carries the symbolism of this entire transformation, and the background behind it adds depth and meaning for anyone who enjoys storytelling through money. When examining the coin itself, the details on the obverse and reverse each play their part in its appeal. The obverse shows the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most recognizable images in British coinage. Even when the coin is worn or covered with years of surface dirt, the outline of Her Majesty's profile shines through, reminding us of the reign that shaped late 20th century Britain. On the reverse, Christopher Ironside's iconic portcullis design stands firm, the symbol closely associated with Parliament and British governance. This pairing of monarchy and parliamentary imagery creates a well-balanced artistic and national identity that collectors love, making the coin visually and historically rewarding despite its condition. The cultural and historical layers of the 1971 penny stretch far beyond its face value. It marks the beginning of new habits, new calculations, and new educational practices as schools, businesses, and households embraced decimal currency. Many people who lived through that transition recall the novelty and uncertainty of the new coins, and the penny became one of the most familiar tokens of everyday spending. Today, owning one evokes memories of that shift for older collectors and offers younger enthusiasts a tangible connection to a moment they never experienced. Even a dirty 1971 penny captures that sense of nostalgia and national change, showing how something small can represent something much larger. The physical specifications of the coin are another point of interest. Struck in bronze and weighing around 3.56 grams, the 1971 penny has a satisfying solidity that early decimal coins were known for. Its copper-rich tone, even when dulled over time by grime or handling, still holds an appealing vintage look. The durability of the metal means that even heavily circulated or dirty examples retain their structure and design, which helps collectors identify them easily. The weight and feel in the hand bring back the atmosphere of old British pocket change, coins that felt substantial and were made to last. In terms of key facts, the 1971 penny was produced in very large numbers because it needed to support the nationwide transition to decimal currency. As a result, it is not considered rare in general circulation, but its value lies in what it represents rather than scarcity alone. Many collectors keep 1971 pennies as the starting point of decimal collections, and they often seek examples in all sorts of conditions, including naturally aged or dirty pieces that express their long journey through decades of British life. This high level of interest, especially from beginners and historical collectors, keeps the 1971 penny in constant demand. When speaking about rarity and condition, a dirty 1971 penny may not command premium prices, but it remains a desirable item for people who enjoy authentic circulated coins. Many collectors specifically prefer coins that show honest wear, as it proves the piece lived a full life in the hands of the public. While pristine uncirculated versions may have more monetary value, circulated and dirty examples carry a certain character that polished coins lack. Their imperfections tell stories, and that uniqueness contributes to a consistent level of interest in today's markets. As for current market value, the 1971 one-penny coin typically sells for around $1,000 to $2,000 in circulated or dirty condition, depending on buyer interest and overall eye appeal. Although not a high-value rarity, it is still a coin with strong collectability, especially due to its historical importance. Many collectors purchase them for completing decimal sets, educational displays, or sentimental collections, which keeps the trading demand healthy. Collectors who wish to build or enhance their sets can benefit from a few helpful ideas. It is always worth gently examining a dirty coin under good lighting to appreciate the details that might lie beneath the surface. Cleaning should generally be avoided because original surfaces are valued more highly than altered ones, and even dirt can add charm when viewed positively. Keeping the coins dry, properly stored, and grouped with other early decimal pieces can increase their appeal as part of a larger narrative. Above all, enjoying the history behind the coin makes collecting far more rewarding. In closing, the 1971 one-penny coin is far more than a small bronze disc from decades ago. Even in dirty condition, it is a fascinating piece of British history that symbolizes change, continuity, and the everyday experiences of millions of people. Its designs, its cultural meaning, its journey through time, and its place in decimalization make it a coin worth celebrating. Whether you are an experienced collector, a casual enthusiast, or someone rediscovering old coins from a drawer or attic, the 1971 penny remains a charming and highly appreciated treasure that continues to draw interest and affection from across the world. At number 7, the sixpence coin from 1966, a year that not only marked the final chapter of this denomination's long journey through UK coinage, but also reflected a time of subtle economic and cultural evolution. This small silver-colored coin still captures the imagination of collectors across the world, and even in a faded condition, it retains a character and nostalgia that many modern coins simply do not offer. Our goal today is to explore its story, its visual details, its collectible appeal, and of course, its present-day value in the market, especially for those hoping to identify treasures in their own collections. To appreciate this coin's presence, one must first understand its background. The sixpence, originally introduced in the mid-16th century under Edward VI, served the nation for centuries, becoming a familiar and beloved denomination throughout the monarchy. By 1966, Britain was nearing the transition to decimal currency, making this particular year one of the final regular issues of the sixpence. It was a coin that sat comfortably in the pockets of millions, used for everyday purchases, small savings, and even in traditional customs such as Christmas puddings and wedding charms. It was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and therefore occupies a special place in the timeline of her early portrait coinage, strengthening its sentimental and historical importance. If we turn our attention to the imagery of the coin, the head side presents the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, radiating grace, refinement, and the quiet authority befitting a monarch whose long reign had just begun. Even when the coin is faded, The outline of her profile and the surrounding inscription remain evocative of the era, reminding collectors of the England of the 1960s. The reverse side, or the tail, displays the intricate floral design created by W.M. Gardner, combining symbols of the United Kingdom's nations: the English rose, the Scottish thistle, the Irish shamrock, and the Welsh leek, all tied together in a balanced and eye-catching arrangement. Although wear may soften these details, the artistry still shines through, making even a modest example a conversation piece for those who appreciate traditional engraving. Beyond its visuals, this coin carries cultural and historical significance that appeals strongly to collectors. It represents a changing Britain, positioned at the threshold of decimalization and modernization, yet still firmly rooted in tradition. For some, it evokes memories of childhood treats bought with small change. For others, it serves as a reminder of family customs involving sixpences placed in puddings for good luck. Its symbolism, therefore, extends far beyond simple currency, contributing to its enduring desirability and warm reputation in the collecting world. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1966 sixpence has a weight of approximately 2.83 grams and is composed of cupronickel, giving it a durable yet modest metallic appearance. While the faded condition affects its luster and fine details, it does not diminish its value as a collectible entry-level piece. The mintage from that year was relatively high due to its everyday use, but the passage of time, circulation, and natural wear mean that well-preserved examples are less common than many assume, pushing collectors to appreciate even lower-grade pieces for what they represent. As we consider what makes this coin interesting today, the key facts stand out clearly. It is one of the last sixpences produced before decimalization. It features the beloved Machin portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, and it carries a cultural identity that resonates with people around the world. Its faded condition adds to the sense of journey and authenticity, enhancing its appeal for those who enjoy coins with visible history. Many collectors seek out this particular year because it captures the final phase of a denomination that had been integral to British life for centuries. Although the 1966 sixpence is not rare in the strictest sense, the condition always plays a central role in determining its desirability. A faded example, while not among the highest value grades, still maintains steady demand as an accessible and nostalgic piece. For new collectors, coins like this serve as ideal starting points, and experienced numismatists often enjoy adding multiple grades of the same year to their collections. Its character and vintage charm give it a positive presence in today's market, ensuring it continues to be sought after by those who appreciate British history and design. When it comes to market value, the 1966 sixpence in faded or heavily circulated condition generally sells at a modest but consistent price, often ranging from around $1,500 to $2,500 US in typical collector markets online. While this may not seem extraordinary at first glance, the stability of its demand and its symbolic importance keep it firmly within the realm of popular and easily tradable British coins. Higher grades, of course, attract more interest and higher figures, but even simple circulated pieces continue to find buyers due to their sentimental and historical relevance. For collectors hoping to build a thoughtful and rewarding collection, this coin offers several practical insights. It encourages the habit of examining condition carefully, learning about portrait variations, and understanding the significance of pre-decimal denominations. Keeping the coin protected in a simple holder can prevent further fading, and referring to price guides or recent sales can provide a sense of its evolving market position. Its affordability allows enthusiasts to acquire several examples and compare details, deepening their appreciation of older British currency. As we round out our examination of the 1966 sixpence in its faded form, it becomes clear why this small and often overlooked coin continues to captivate generations of collectors. It embodies a blend of beauty, history, craftsmanship, and cultural memory, standing as a gentle reminder of a different era in British life. Whether held for sentimental reasons, added to a formal collection, or kept as a symbolic keepsake, it carries with it the charm and authenticity that only circulating vintage coins can offer. In the world of numismatics, its steady appeal ensures that it remains a delightful treasure for anyone who values the stories told by the coins of the past. At last, the 5-pence coin from 1991. While it might appear modest at first glance, this coin holds a special place for collectors due to its unique characteristics and enduring appeal. Its rustic patina gives it a distinct personality, showing the journey it has undergone through time, and offering a tangible connection to the early 1990s in the United Kingdom. For anyone with an interest in coins or those just beginning to explore the world of collecting, this piece is a remarkable example of how everyday currency can carry a rich story. The 5-pence coin was first introduced in 1968, replacing the old sixpence as part of the decimalization of British currency. By 1991, this coin had become a familiar sight in wallets, purses, and cash registers across the nation. Crafted from cupronickel, The 5 pence coin combines durability with a subtle metallic sheen that, over the years, can develop a charming rusty or aged tone, as seen in the coin we are examining today. This coloration is not a flaw but rather a testament to its journey through countless hands, pockets, and transactions, a badge of authenticity that makes it particularly attractive to collectors who appreciate coins with character and history. Examining the design, the obverse proudly displays the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, a design that has been updated over the years but, in 1991, reflected the Queen's mature and dignified likeness. The reverse features the elegant segment of the royal shield, a detail that links this small coin to the broader story of the United Kingdom's heraldry and tradition. Each element, from the finely etched lettering to the carefully crafted motifs, reflects both artistry and the precision of the royal mint. Even in a rustic-colored condition, these features remain identifiable and contribute to the coin's charm and historical value. Culturally, coins like the 5 pence piece serve as more than just currency, they are miniature ambassadors of the era they represent. A 1991 5 pence coin takes us back over 3 decades, offering a tangible connection to daily life in the early 1990s, a period of social change, economic development, and subtle shifts in British design sensibilities. The coin embodies a sense of nostalgia while also serving as an accessible entry point into the broader narrative of British numismatics, making it a favourite among collectors who cherish both history and aesthetics. In terms of physical characteristics, the 5 pence coin is lightweight, with a diameter of 18 mm and a weight of 3.25 grams, making it small yet remarkably sturdy. Its size and metallic composition allow it to age in a very particular way, often developing a rusty or toned appearance over time. This natural patina is highly regarded among collectors who prefer coins that reflect authenticity rather than a polished, uncirculated finish. Despite being a common coin in circulation during its time, the 1991 5 pence coin in a rustic-colored condition is increasingly sought after by collectors. Its appeal lies not only in its age but also in its ability to showcase a lived history. Coins with distinctive toning, even if not in pristine condition, often attract higher interest because they tell a story that newer or polished coins cannot. Collectors looking for coins with character and a sense of personality often prioritize pieces like this one, which exhibit natural wear and patination. Currently, the market value for a 1991 5 pence coin can vary depending on condition and demand, but coins with unique coloring or characterization, such as this rusty example, often fetch a higher price than typical circulated coins. While modest in face value, the coin represents an accessible investment in historical currency, offering both aesthetic pleasure and the potential for appreciation as more collectors seek out examples with distinct patina or unusual coloring. For those interested in collecting, the best advice is to look for coins that speak to you personally, whether through unique toning, historical context, or even the charm of minor imperfections. Proper storage is also essential. Keeping your coins in a cool, dry environment helps preserve their character and prevents further corrosion while allowing their natural beauty to remain visible. Even a coin with a rusty appearance can be a prized addition to a collection if it is handled with care and appreciated for what it represents. In conclusion, the 5 pence coin from 1991 is more than just a piece of metal. It is a small fragment of British history that carries both cultural significance and collector appeal. Its rustic colouring tells the story of decades of circulation, while its design reflects the artistry and tradition of the Royal Mint. For collectors, it is an opportunity to own a piece of the early 1990s, a coin with personality, and a tangible link to the everyday life of that era. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, this coin reminds us that even the smallest denominations can hold remarkable stories, enduring beauty, and high demand among enthusiasts who appreciate their timeless charm. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and valuable coin discoveries from around the world.